Penny's vintage. Best I can tell. Give you an idea, and this thing complete with amplifiers and head and everything when it was new, $78,000.
Really?
Yeah. $15,000.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
may or may not get it, but I'm going to try. If I get $15,000 for it, I'll probably sell it.
Yeah.
You got the prices you wanted for the other Presto ones?
Yeah, were they still here when...
When I was here last year, they were.
Yeah. A couple of guys flew all the way from Jamaica over here and bought them from me, which I thought was a little unusual, but and everything about froze to death because it was raining when they got here and they'd never been. Yeah. They have to put sweaters on and stuff.
So they do a lot of burning on the farms here and stuff?
Yeah, we have, they grow grass seed here.
Yeah.
A lot, in fact, more grass seed is grown in this area than anywhere in the world. And the only way they can kill whatever bothers it, like bugs and stuff, is to burn it.
Oh.
They've never been able to find a better way to handle the weeds and stuff that destroy next year's crop. So we had this burning at this time of year.
Yeah.
And everybody gets upset.
Yeah.
Depending on weather conditions, which way the wind's blowing.
Yeah.
So they do a pretty good job at controlling it, but the trouble is sometimes they'll say, okay, the wind's blowing that way, you can burn, and then the wind will shift.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well, we got south of Eureka, there's a lot of forest fires and stuff.
yeah,
And we got just south of Eureka.
we'll get a picture of that. We can move that out of the way. It's so fine it doesn't fill the grooves or anything, and from there, then they can plate it then, because of course being plastic you can't do any electroplating, and they come up then and peel it apart. You come up with a record like this, okay? Then they will take this one and make a metal record out of it, which is then becomes the mother, like the one you pulled off of the wall.
Yeah.
And then the mother can make multiple stampers, which then winds up being a negative again.
But this, would you do this kind of
No,
thing?
no. Some 16-inch down there. I've got some that I want to cut. I cut a 16-inch stereo on this just for fun, and which is unusual. And its vintage is about 1948, 49, somewhere in there.
That's this one here?
Yeah.
Now you have things here that who would have recorded on? Some of the people that would have recorded on some of this equipment.
Told me the Scully was used by
No.
Capital.
Yeah, I mean, most of the stuff I did, it was just like weddings, piano recitals. Unfortunately. Get away from around here. I'll turn
They're all running around behind me.
Yeah. But like some of this was in the Capitol or somewhere.
Oh, this was owned by Capitol Records.
Yeah.
At one time. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was one of 5 they had.
Yeah.
Yeah. Supposedly that's
So,
what I heard.
In what years would that have been? But
Well, that would have been 50s. 50s, 60s, I don't know when they might have gotten rid of it. We'll trip its appropriate relay when it gets to the right place. There you can hear it go. And that will then change either to slow it down or speed it up, whatever. And we talked about the lead out, which would be the end here. Okay, as it's now going fast. When it gets to where these are set, then it'll slow down, and one of those relays will trip and do the lock groove and lift the head.
Right.
Okay, so that's what all these various things are. This switch would be for, does it want 12-inch, 10-inch, or 7-inch?
Right.
See?
What's the T in there for?
That's a tail out thing. Is kind of if they were going to put an old concentric, like the old 78s had a concentric loop at the end of it, to trip the old record changers, that would leave that open, and then you would have to manually scratch an off-center groove on it. Okay. Without that, then it will do the lock groove. And then you heard these various things click, and then what they do is all these relays down here, the appropriate relay then will click and change the electric connection to do whatever it is it's supposed to do.
Right. Okay,
and
so
this is a clock timer that says, okay, I'm going to go for 3 seconds and then flip it. And that's the way they did some of that too. A lot of
what's the signature here?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've tried tracing some of it out, and
Oh yeah.
Somebody had done some rewiring on some of it, and I was never able to figure out the way it was supposed to be. So I said, well, okay, I'll just rewire it my way.
And there's not little modules that would come out and go back.
No, this is way before that. Yeah. Like I have my tape on and off relays. I just rewired it and bypassed it, and I had some relays in there that I built myself for it.
Do you have to do much maintenance on it?